You see, they all assume.
Their family. You know, I have land and I gave Willy Mutunga a road.
Yes.
Named the road after him. He said, no, until I die. I named the road outside my home where my house was bombed.
Is that right?
You know, my house was bombed.
I remember. It's called Dr. Willy Mutunga Road?
Yes.
You wrote that book on your grandfather.
My grandfather, yes.
Yeah, you know, he was a revolutionary.
He was,
yeah.
And very misunderstood.
Yeah.
Very misunderstood.
And he brought a lot of education in Kiambu County.
All right, so I was asking you guys earlier on, and welcome back, by the way. We are just chatting off camera, but you came on, so we're on. So I was asking you guys earlier on, how did you guys meet?
I think it must have been, what, 2013?
2013, you heard about me.
2013, you know, there was this pigs demonstration. And
were you Chief Justice then?
Yeah, I was Chief Justice. Then I talked to Kimayu, I think. Kimayu was the...
police boss.
Yeah, so I was telling him that he should allow demonstrations, okay? Because that's what the Constitution decrees. And so he told me, this Mwangi, do you know what he's planning next? I said, what is he planning? He is going to bring bees and snakes to smoke out, to smoke out the MP.
Yes.
And so I looked at him, and he was damn serious. So, so there was something new about the demonstrations. Obviously, the pigs and whatever. Yeah. And I said, I have to meet this guy, because we never achieved that. The best we did during demonstrations is to take off our belts or use rubber snakes to stop guys who are riding, horses. They won't
to
cross.
Scare the horses or...
Yes, so that, the carouse...
Yes.
fall, of course, and so there was something, something new, social media as well, yeah. So, I sought him out, and that's how we met.
And you were friends from the start, since then.
Yes. As you grow older, when you see people doing the stuff you used to do when you are 35, you are attracted to them.
And doing it better.
Yes, and doing it better.
So we became friends. Yeah. He's a mentor to me and a dad to me. We have done a lot of things together, from going to holidays, to police stations, to Kome sending me to a mental hospital to go and get my head checked. This guy with Kome, me and Willie has a backstory with Kome, but you're not going to shit on national TV. And Willie taking me to Kenyatta Hospital for psychiatrist check. Because Kome thought I was crazy. But that's a side story. So I was telling you off air.
Yes.
So where I live, where my house was bombed, there's a road outside my house. And I took Willie there and told him, you know what, I'm going to name this road Dr. Willy Mutunga Road. And he said, no way, no.
But there's no road there.
It's a dirt road. It's a kind of track. He says, no, until I die. But yeah, but you've been very good friends. He's like a dad to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your years as CJ, right?
Yeah.
How would you summarize that? How would you characterize that tenure?
You see, the important thing for a CJ to understand is that that office is not a constitutional office; it's a political office. So you're dealing with politicians. Politicians don't want to be told what the law is. You need to talk to them. What the consequences, the political consequences of their actions and so forth. Yeah. And my message basically to President Uhuru was, because Kibaki wasn't a problem, but the young guys, you needed to talk to them, and Uhuru was very attentive when I used to tell him that it's a mistake to try to enslave the judiciary, because you don't know if you can, your enemies can. Okay? And so I said that you've got to protect the independence of the judiciary, because that's where you can run when there were issues.
Yeah.
And I tried calling him after they stole his goats to tell him, I told you so. I told you so. You need the judiciary.
Did he pick up?
No, he didn't pick up. He didn't pick up. Maybe he changed, but...
change numbers.
Maybe change numbers, but we had a good relationship. We would listen to, advice and so forth. He's a warm guy, and so the
was there a low point in?
No, we never had that. We never had that, except when he refused to swear in judges. There was judges he didn't swear, and so he was saying, I'm not a rubber stamp. I said the Constitution has made you a rubber stamp. You cannot,
You're very popular today, aren't you? This evening.
Yeah. So, so that was the time, but we handled it kind of politically, in the sense that the JSC went there, and we discussed it, and we had, a consensus. But the CJ's position is very, very, very political. So you've got to be politically savvy, and That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. And under the Constitution, you see, the judiciary can't be what it used to be. You have to go out and talk to people. We had a lot of meetings with the intelligence people, with the military people, where they had concerns. And so, we go to the Judicial Training Institute and have, discussions there.
Yeah.
So it was good, and it's not just that it's me who was Chief Justice. We had a team of very good judges, very good colleagues, very good administrators that had a vision of transforming the judiciary. Yeah.
Have your successors, David Maraga and Martha Koome, have they called you? Do you talk to them?
Oh yeah, Maraga, Koome invites, both of us when she has events and so forth. So, but we were colleagues also. So, we. So very, very good relations between the CJ Koome and us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boniface, how do you transition from activist to politics? Because that's you.
I tried, I failed.
You tried? No, you didn't fail. You didn't fail, you just slipped.
5 years ago I ran and I did not win. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Is that door still open?
It is open. My concern is how Kenyans vote. If you don't align on a political party, they don't vote for you.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, they don't vote for you. But there's something that's changed. In Busia, Omtata was elected as senator on an independent party, like a very, very small party. And so it's possible actually to vie and win, but it's going to take a while. I think what we need to do is actually empower Kenyans to understand that how you vote, it will reflect how you live. Like there's a direct impact between the vote and cost of living, the vote and medicine in hospital, the vote and teachers in schools, the vote and how your roads are. So people need to understand that part. Because one of the things we do during voting time, we go vote for tribe, and we vote for money, and we vote for party. Yeah. But that's not the things that actually make a country.
Will we get there, Boniface? Will we get there?
We can't get there when you have a deputy president who is telling this country the government is for shareholders. he says, if you do not vote for them, you can't get that. And what's unfortunate is that members of parliament don't understand development comes from them. The finance bill was passed in parliament. The president without parliament can't run this country. He cannot run this country. So parliamentarians should reclaim back the power. Kwegi wa Mwere and Orengo, Wakanu MPs, Chelagat was a Kanu MP. All the people gave Moi trouble in the 80s were Kanu MPs. They're in the same party with the president. So it is possible for UDA members to stay true to where they were elected by the people. You're not elected to go and drink tea and mandazi at State House. You are elected not to go to a political rally and kiss the president's ring. You are elected to go to parliament and legislate and oversight. When you don't do that, you're failing this country. And to the president of the Republic of Kenya, you want a strong opposition. Why are you sleeping with the opposition? So let them be. Because the president has an entire, UDA has a majority in parliament, right? Why is he courting opposition members of parliament? Why is he raiding his brother's house? And the raid is by money, because these guys, let me tell you, don't cross over without money. Last year, I learned something interesting that happens in this country. It's disgusting, it's reprehensible, it's just wrong. Politicians get a signing fee to cross over. So when you talk, when candidate B or A is wooing me or wooing him, they come and tell you, you cross over, I'll give you this much money, cash. Then when you come to my party, I'll either give you a tender or I'll do this to you. That's what they did. The defections were all about money. Yeah. There's, you know, like a transfer fee, like in football. Yeah. You do that in Kenyan politics. So you find that even a politician they have no moral compass and they have no stand when it comes to issues. The things I saw in the campaigns, and they're just disgusting. And that's why you're asking me, will things ever change? They will change because the Kenyan people are suffering. They are hungry, they are angry, and they're jobless. And they don't even care about the server anymore or IBC anymore. They care about their stomachs. And if they don't have food to eat, they'll eat the politicians. It doesn't matter which side. Yeah. They will destroy what those politicians own. The reason why people are destroying Expressway, not because they don't like it, it doesn't serve them.
Right.
It doesn't serve those people. They see it there, it's for the rich. Yeah. And if you don't watch out, we're going to have a class war in this country. I was with Mtata 2 days ago to say that actually, Kenya might actually have a civil war if we don't control the greediness of the leaders we have in power. Because even right now, they're stealing. And they're stealing on both sides. See at pande moja, let no one come and tell you, oh, Azimio is not stealing.
Right.
Or it's both sides. You have governors in Azimio who are stealing and bribing senators. You have MPs who are stealing and bribing the other MPs to vote the way they want. Like we're a country right now that doesn't have rule of law. Yeah? It's a rule of anarchy, violence, and force. Because even the president, when he speaks, he does not speak in reference to the Constitution. It is in his person. You don't. That document over there tells him how to behave. And right now, he's behaving very unpresidential.
Yeah. Speaking of stealing, how come this man never stole?
How do you know?
I actually tell him,
how come?
Willie lives in an apartment.
In an apartment?
He lives in an apartment. I picked him up and brought him here. And he walks from the apartment to go and buy milk and stuff. And I'm like, dude, at least...
There's no 4x4, there's no bodyguards, there's no...
No, I said that's not true.
He has security, which he doesn't really use, because right now I'm in security.
No,
he doesn't like trappings of power. But I'm not saying you should have stolen.
Right.
I tell him sometimes,
yes,
sell your apartment, yes, come and live with me in Kenya, or go to find a place, a small plot in Karen. Yeah. So you have a garden where you can grow sukuma wiki.
Correct.
Because that's but he left without a scandal.
Without a single scandal, Dr. Ari.
Yeah, but the retired Chief Justice have pension and have 2 cars, 2 drivers and 2 bodyguards. Okay.
Which Boniface says you hardly use.
Really?
Well, it's because you see, there is something about security that also it's problematic. You can rely on security and you start thinking or imagining that your life is in danger.
The paranoia.
Yeah, the paranoia. Yeah. So, yeah.
And also they spy on you.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, so they know your movements.
Correct.
You talk to.
Correct.
And they write reports.
But if it's with you,
yes,
your family is has gotten involved in what you do. In fact, you even took them to court the other day, and you know, are they like mini activists, or what are you grooming?
Yeah, actually, my daughter Sifa, Naila Sifa, called me when I was in and said, "You must mention my name on TV."
And you have.
Nice, and you have.
And she's the activist in the family, and then we have Jabali Boy.
How old is she?
She's 12. Then we have Jabali Mboya, who is 11, named after Tom Mboya. Then I have my firstborn, Simpiwe, Nate Simpiwe. So those are actually the reason why I do what I do it for them. I say we must fix our country for them. Our parents fought more dictatorship and paid the price for it and gave us this freedom we have. So we must advance these freedoms for our kids. So for the sake of our kids, we must get away from ethnic politics and ethnic barons.
Don't forget your wife.
Oh, my wife, CJ Mwangi, the mother of my babies and love of my life, yes.
And also very active and very supportive.
Yeah, very supportive, actually. She has come with me to the streets. She was in the streets during this protest for high cost of living.
Yeah.
I don't go to the streets anymore.
You don't?
No, but I teach. I teach people how to do it.
Yes.
I would have given Azimio advice if they wanted.
but nobody wants advice, right?
No, they listen, but they don't apply. Yeah. You give them strategy, tell them, you know what, you don't have to do these things. Yeah. And at the end of the day, actually, when people die, it also reflects badly on the leadership of Azimio. So they must find ways to ensure that they do things in a particular way to ensure the government wakes up to protect them. For example, all Azimio MPs could actually say, and government could actually say, we have security that is given to us. We want government to recall all our security, and on this particular day during this Mandamano, they should line up the road and protect the protesters. You know, when Uhuru or Ruto now is living wherever he's living, they line up police. If Ruto is going to Kiserian, Ngong, they line up a police officer from the door of State House all the way to Ngong. There's a police officer.
Every 10 meters or 20 meters.
There's a police officer. Yeah. If the comment says we don't have enough officers, Azimio says, you know what, we have security. Take our bodyguards, line up in our protests. Let them be on one side, on this other side, let them walk katikati. I told Rao, you know what, I met Rao and I told him, you know what, get your guys to demonstrate with placards, with the messages of why you're protesting. Get your guys to wear white t-shirts, to signify peace, that they are peaceful. Get guys to carry flags. Yeah. Have a bit of coordination and color in your protest. So that when something happens, they're like, no, we are carrying flags, we are wearing white t-shirts, we are carrying mapango, placards. Why are you beating us? Yeah. So have a bit of organization. Get an MCA from Embakasi or MCA from Madare. If he's going to have 50 people, know who those 50 people are. And when something happens, you know who they are. Because even right now, they're collecting money to compensate those families. Do they know them?
No.
There's a bit of organization that's supposed to happen. I'm not absolving the government for killing people. The government killed people. But if Azimio are going to go back to the streets, they must organize better and apply and think better and plan better. And also, I know police provoke people a lot. But people need to realize you can't stone the police. You're going to get shot. Yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah. And they're not using rubber bullets anymore.
And that's where commerce should go. I'll always go back to commerce should go. No one should die in a protest because even a gun, even a stone is not a gun. So you can't return fire on a stone thrower. That's why you need a tear gas or rubber bullets. And then I think finally, what's very, very key, Ruto has to decide, does he want to have a unified country or a divided country? He can't make everyone his enemy. He can't wake up to fight everybody. You're fighting judges, you're fighting civil society, you're fighting Raila Odinga, you're fighting the former president, you're fighting everyone. And then you're saying it's bottom up, but you're all in the bottom, you're at the top. So we are carrying you. Like the bottom up is actually us, Ruto riding our backs. You need to tell Ruto to stop riding our backs. The only thing that should guide Ruto in this country is that constitution.
This one right here.
That document.
Very important. Yes. Gentlemen, I'm going to take a quick break, come back, and we go to the magic wall. There's lots of feedback tonight, lots of feedback. I'm sure everyone's calling you tonight and telling you all kinds of stuff.
That's why his phone is ringing.
That's why his phone is ringing. Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's take a break and keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV, the hashtag. Check it live. What an amazing conversation with two warriors of liberty. Are you listening? Take a break, come back in a moment.